My name is Kev Mark. My associate John Ed, we've been dropped off in the wild. This is day one of our journey to survive the frozen tundras of Northwestern Montana. Right now we are somewhere in the Rattlesnake Wilderness. Must be, miles from civilizations. The first thing we've decided we need to do is find a source of water, which we've perfectly sustained here. We've got a great source of water. This river is going to really be helpful for finding food, such as the trout, which swims in the strong currents, and it's also going to give us vital water that we're going to need to survive.
Hello, this is John Ed, and welcome to day one of Conquering the Wild with John Ed and Kev Mark. I feel like it should be said that this area that we're exploring, I can't help but get the feeling that we're the very first ones to explore this great country. There's been no signs of human life anywhere. So, with that said, sit back, hold tight, and enjoy.
Here we see, this is a pine tree with obvious, some sort of insect disease has whittled away at these pine needles and caused them to go gray and dull. Now, this is going to be absolutely useful for building a fire. If you can find something like this, it catches fire really good, and it's also, if you can find the green ones, they're just full of vitamins. Delicious. What is that, John?
If you look right down there, there is a sparrow of some kind. I believe it's what we call the African sparrow, because you can tell by its fantastic wingspan. Oh, if only we could catch one.
I'm hungry. Spiny, stinging death nettle. Rumored to only exist in parts of Africa. I had no idea it had made it all the way here to Montana. It's grim times.
Right, it's day 5, and we lost the camera, but luckily we found it in the bottom of Kev Mark's backpack, and we are good to go for documentation again. We haven't eaten in 4 days, and both of us are just starving. So we're gonna give up on the high ground, and we're gonna go down into the low ground and try to find our creek again, our sustenance of life, and see if we can catch some fish. Now, I want to point out that these very steep inclines, you want to be very careful with them, because even the slightest fall could result in an injury, and you could definitely hurt yourself. Remember what I said.
This hill is very steep. I'm gonna have to be extra careful. It's like a jungle out here. Sticks covering all over. How can anyone survive? God, I'm hungry. I've lost my shoe. I'm gonna have to go back for it.
Welcome back.
Hello.
We've gotten down to the creek bed, and we're going to try to catch a fish. We found some materials along the way. We found quite possibly a hook, some fishing line,
And a bobber.
a bobber. Now, we don't exactly know what we're going to use for bait, but we'll find something. So, Kevin, let's try to make this. Right there. Bait.
Bait. We're gonna try and assemble this. We want you to watch carefully. This process is very, very complex. It actually developed in the early 16th century, a way for the Indians to catch their fish without necessary supplies like the white men had back in the day.
Right. So, what I have here, I just assembled the paperclip into the form of a hook. And what happened to our bait?
I'm gonna get to work on the bite.
Perfect. This is perfect. Now, I'm going to take a fishing line here while Kev Mark is working on the fire. And I'm just going to try to simply tie a knot around the hook to assemble a fishing line. It's very important that you get this tight because you don't want to lose your fish if you catch one. So, one knot ought to do it. Now, I need some sort of bobber to know, right here, to know that we caught a fish. So, I'm just going to try to blow a bubble. It takes me a while. How's the fire coming?
I've built the ring.
Alright, there we have a bobber right there. And we'll assemble it around our piece of rope here. And I believe we're ready to go fishing. Right, so now we have our bobber and our hook and our bait and our fishing line. So we're going to go out into this creek here and see if we can't catch up a trout or just some kind of freshwater fish, because most saltwater fish are poisonous and you don't know if they are going to be healthy for you to eat. So, this being a freshwater, if we catch anything, it should be safe. So, one more try. Perfect.
We're sure to catch a fish now. Now while we wait for the fish to bite, John Ed and I are going to attempt to build a fire. Now there's this ancient technique that's used by the Aztecs in the early 9th century, where they discovered how to build fire with sticks. We'll demonstrate this for you in depth. The first thing you're going to want to do when you're trying to build a fire is you need to collect some tinder, whether it be like dry grass or pine needles, or what we showed you on that pine tree, those dead gray needles. Those are perfect. Now if you can't find that, then you're going to have to find some small sticks, hopefully dry. If they're not dry, then you're going to need to find something better.
Alright, so we lucked out and we found some of this wonderful dry stuff that's just perfect to start a fire, and also just very hungry, haven't eaten in days. So we'll take a lot of this to use for a fire. It should be great.